Okay, hello and welcome to another episode of my vlog. I gathered some courage and I decided to make some bacon and make it on the fire, on a campfire. And I made some, let's call it bread. I don't know. So I hope you can come with me and see how it's done. I took some flour and I'm putting some yeast, which is in powder, and just you have to melt it in warm water and let it rest for a while, for like 10 minutes. And I add a little bit of sugar so the fermentation would be better. And when it's done, I just add it to the flour and mix it with my mixer, electric mixer. And you add it slowly and just mix it. And then I add a little bit more flour to make it more solid, because it was a little bit too much water in it. But that's okay, you're just adding maybe more water, maybe more flour, it depends. And the point is to get the dough, which is kind of dry. You can shape it the way you want. So this is kind of the final product. You have to take it off from the mixer and then add a little bit more flour to make it more dry. And then I just take it and shape it into kind of like it's like a ball of dough. It's very funny how to, you just have to make it like homogeneous. Yeah, you make a ball and you put it back and put some more flour to it, so when it rises, it doesn't stick to the ball. And I put something over it to keep it in the dark. And I prepared some coffee, some Turkish coffee for later, that I'll also make on the fire. So now I'm chopping some wood for the fire, for the campfire. And it's a really, really fun process for me. I always liked chopping wood. It's kind of a very amusing process. It's a little bit dangerous, but you have to be careful. And it takes some practice, but when you get the hang of it, it's kind of fun. Yeah, so I just take big chunks of wood to make it into small pieces. So and so I can start a fire and I can get the fire going, and then later I put the big ones on it. So I just put it all into a box. So the whole spectrum of it. There's big ones, there's tiny. And my cat, of course. I have to take care of my cat. It's a sunny day and I just have to make her. Yeah. So let's start a fire. I'm using those little cubes that are inflammable. You can they burn easily. So I used 2 of them. 1 is enough, but why not use 2? You only live once, so we will never get a chance to repeat this this day. You know, it will never happen again. So why not use 2 cubes to make your fire start easier? And yeah, and then I add some of those tiny chunks of wood, which by the way have to be dry, because if they're fresh, if they're like raw wood, they will not burn easily. They will just produce a lot of smoke and a lot of frustration. So it's important for them to be dry. So just build a fire like that and let it develop itself, let it rise. And as it rises, as it's living, as it's burning, you add more wood, and you just gradually increase so bigger chunks. You put bigger chunks now when it's burning. And that's how it goes, you know. It takes a while to go to this level. And again, my cat is here. Of course, she's watching the whole situation. And slowly, you don't have to wait until the fire is completely turned into ember. So one part of it can continue burning. So I put one on one side, the wood that hasn't burned yet, and one side I just put the ember. So this is the fire that is burned and that it's kind of not too hot for the dough and for the bacon. So I take my dough from the bowl and shape it into a ball, and then you just, I have to blow off the ashes, because then fire can burn much more easily. And you just form these little how to call it, I don't know, little shapes, thin shapes of dough, and I just put it straight on the fire. Just like that. And it's done in no time. Just cover it with more ember so it bakes on both sides. It burns very easily, so you have to be careful not to keep it too long on the fire. Although when it burns on one side a little bit, it's okay, you know, you don't have to eat that part. And which is kind of heavy. It's hard to keep it not burned, you know, you always have some difficulty with it. But that's the part of the game, it's how it goes. And this is kind of when it kind of inflates a little bit, it becomes bigger, and it's burned a little, but that's the charm of it. And that's how it goes. And then you try it, maybe it's good, maybe it's not. I hope you like it. So you see how it looks. It's from the raw fire. It's maybe a little bit strange, a little bit different. You're not used to that, but it's turning out pretty fine, you know. And you can just eat it like that. And let's put some bacon on the fire. I just use wooden tiny sticks, and you just put your bacon on the stick and prepare some not too hot ember. It has to be not too close to the fire, because it can burn very easily, then it loses its aroma and stuff. So this is the perfect place, just not too hot, not too far away from the fire. So now I'll just put another bread, another dough, And it's very fun, you know. It's like playing a game. You're just taking care of it, and tasty in the end. Yeah, yeah. And this is the final product, so it's kind of so tasty, and it burns. And you can use the grass as your plate, no problems. And this is another one I made, so you can see. It's very interesting, you know. And I think it kind of awakens some kind of ancient feelings in a human being when you see the bread like this. Because we did this for thousands of years, you know. Bread is a very common ingredient in people's life. And of course, I promised you some Turkish coffee. So you put 2 scoops of ground coffee into jezva. Jezva is this little pot you see, and I'm spilling a little bit, but it's okay. And you just mix it with water. That's how you make the Turkish. I'm not a specialist in Turkish coffee, but this is how I make it. And I just put it on the fire, you know. It's very, very exciting. And that's how it's done. And later it rises, and then you pour it in and you drink it. And I wish you have a wonderful day.